It's the Toronto Raptors. That is a big one for the standings, a big one for their confidence, showed grit, gumption, and desire. And the Jazz hold off the Raptors 106-102. Bojan Bogdanovic was absolutely bodacious. Jazz win over the Raptors. We're talking about it on POSTCAST. Welcome to POSTCAST. POSTCAST is brought to you by our friends at Grip 6 Belts as well as Biograss. Grip 6 Belts, use the promo code LOCKEDON, get 15% off. I have the Grip 6 belt on tonight, of course, the honeycomb belt, my fave. And Biograss will get you the absolutely fabulous BigYellowBag.com. Go check it out. Get the bag delivered for you and make your garden absolutely beautiful. The Jazz with a fabulous win over the Toronto Raptors without Donovan Mitchell, without Mike Conley. They gut it out late in the clutch, and they win it. They come from behind after trailing 89-85. The Raptors, the Jazz this year, by the way, when trailing going to the fourth quarter, only their 10th win of the year on 14 losses. That's actually pretty good. But the Jazz with a absolutely fabulous win. I thought the Jazz looked exhausted. Playing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 4 games, 6 nights without your main guys, everybody with a larger burden than they would have had otherwise, and they clutched it up. I thought they were absolutely fabulous, and I thought they were on empty. And they D'd late. The Raptors go 6 of 24 shooting in the fourth quarter, continuing a trend all year long where they've just been awful in close games late. They're 11 and 24 in games that go to the clutch. They ranked 27th defensively in the clutch this year, and they could not make shots late. The Jazz got them out of transition. The Raptors' game is to get out and run and be in transition. They were in transition for 19% of their possessions in the first quarter, 16% by halftime. It went back up to 20%, and then it was back up by 22% in the fourth quarter as they got all these turnovers by the Jazz and a lot of fatigue plays. But by the end, the Jazz were able to tighten up the screws, get them in the half court, and that's where Toronto just couldn't make the plays, and the Jazz made enough. Bojan Bogdanovic was just terrific. He's been great. You know, a lot of Bojan's problems this year have been, frankly, a rotation change where he's not playing with Gobert as much, and a secondary problem where, frankly, Mike Conley's been really good, and there's not a lot of possessions to be had for Bojan this year. If you go back to last year, he scored over 10 points in, I think, 12 of the first quarters, and thinking he didn't play the bubble, that's a lot. This year, I think he'd only done it 3 times. Going in tonight, he had a career high in the first quarter. Points in a quarter was 17. He finished the night with 34. Bogdanovic in the last 5 games has had 37, 24, 22. Last time we played Toronto, he was 2 for 5 with 10 points. Playing off the ball, waiting to get shots, not able to get them. This time he played with the ball. He's been aggressive. And the thing on Bojan is the last 14 games, he's shooting 65% at the rim. In the previous games, he shot 52% at the rim. So he has just gotten way better. Few other quick notes on this one. Trent Forrest. Wow, huge 3 in the left corner for a guy who shot 25% in college and really didn't look like he had a lot of confidence in that shot. Shows you a lot of gumption on that. That's the gumption I'm talking about. The grit was playing through the energy. The other part of it I would tell you, I think, that was key to this one was Forrest gave the Jazz like an extra 3 or 4 minutes in that fourth quarter. I really did think the Jazz were completely gassed physically, and the fact that they were able to dig down and find a way to win that game is impressive. But Trent Forrest giving the Jazz a little bit of 4 minutes was vital there. All right, I want to update you on this. The league is crazy. Now the Jazz are the 1 seed. Phoenix is the 2. Denver just beat the Clippers, so they're the 3 seed. Clippers are the 4. Dallas just beat Washington on a Luka Doncic pass to Dorian Finney-Smith. Luka had 31 points and 20 assists tonight in a triple-double, and his 20 assists led to 50 points. Dallas is now the 5. The Lakers are the 6. The Warriors won tonight to move within a half game of 8, which means the Warriors would then play in the play-in game against Portland, and a winner would then advance to 7, which means the Warriors could get to the play to 7. What? It's nuts. It's nuts. Frankly, like right now, the 2 seed looks like you're seeing Steph Curry, either Luka or LeBron, and then the 1 seed looks like you're seeing Dame, and then Kawhi and Paul George, and then Luka or LeBron. It's crazy. All right, let's get to your questions. Super tired team finds a way to grind out a win. Hopefully they can keep this as motivation and keep it going, says Colton. That's a big win. San Antonio Monday is equally as big. San Antonio has been on the road, I believe, on a 5-game road trip. They played Boston overtime last night. They play home tomorrow against somebody pretty good, and then fly to play us the next day on a back end of a back-to-back, playing like their 6th game in 6 different cities. The first time they'll play back-to-back games in the same city is actually here Monday and Wednesday. So they're there to be had on Monday if we can get some rest. JC Ernest says, yes, so stressful. Super fun. Super fun. I got to say this. On a personal note, I'll just share this with y'all, and Ron will laugh here in a second. Calling road games is the worst thing I've ever done in my career. Calling home games has become the most fun thing I've ever done in my career, because the not having the access to all the areas to look at, I've actually feel like we've become way better at home games because I've been reminded of all the pieces that we have that we can use in a broadcast that you can't use on a road game. So home games are so fun. Adam, 6,600 fans, by the way. Nice win, but this game shows we have no chance in the playoffs without Donovan or Conley. Did you hear that? I was like, and the sun comes up in the one side of in the east, and it sets in the west. Like death, taxes, and what else? Like Sherlock. Huge win. Tired and missing players. Second half defense is what we need until the weapons return. Go Jazz. I thought Trent Forrest's defense was terrific. That's another one on the Trent Forrest end of things. Daniel Calvert, good point. Faves had a great stretch tonight as well, when it was vital to kind of stay in the game and end up with a good night. Faves was +8 tonight. Rudy was a minus tonight. That is only the 4th time in 23 games that Rudy Gobert's been a minus. I thought Rudy looked completely gassed, and he ended up with 13 points and 16 rebounds. Plus minus tonight may not tell a very good story. Bojan Bogdanovic was even. There was nothing about Bojan Bogdanovic's performance tonight that was even. He was awesome. I mean, he carried us. Great comeback win for the Jazz to hold the best record in the NBA. Bogey, great game. Go Jazz, says Mark. Steven on Periscope, gritty win. I love it. Hope we can get Mitchell back soon. Doesn't sound like we see him for a little while. Reevaluation in a week. Like, I don't think you're starting on-court activities until you're getting your reevaluation. They didn't announce he was starting on-court activities, so I think we're still a little ways away. Ingles looks like he's on his last legs. Rudy too. Bravo. That last putback was mammoth. Oh, yeah, you're right, JC. Rudy, laid out. I think he got pushed. But from our angle at first, it looked like he literally laid out, tipped it up and in, then fell to the ground. Having watched the replay, I think he got pushed in the back, and he didn't lay out quite as much as I made it sound like. But from my first angle, it looked like, but it was incredible effort there. Great teams always find a way to finish strong. Go Jazz, says Brad. Trent Forrest gave some really good minutes and made some good decisions. Jack Rose. Yeah, he did. He hit Favors on a brilliant pass. It is worth noting, just so that, I'm not trying to diminish this at all. I thought Forrest was terrific. A lot of the night was against a fellow rookie in Malachi Flynn, right? And that's just a lot different for a rookie playing another guy with the same level of experience in him compared to playing a guy who's an 11, 8, 7, 6-year veteran, right? Like when Trent Forrest got up against Javon Carter, who's now a 4-year veteran, or even Chris Paul last night, that was a little ugly. But you end up going up against Malachi Flynn, who, is the 27th pick. You're not that different. You both played 4 years of college. Flynn's a little bit more of an offensive player. Trent knew how to deal with him, got him on his hip, actually outplayed him. Kyle Lowry sitting there giving advice to Malachi Flynn during the break on how to deal with things. So it really, in a lot of ways, I think that, that helped a lot. Andy, Forrest has the kind of size Donovan needs playing next to him in the backcourt. Don't know if he's the guy, but when he improves his shot, I think he'd be a nice rotation player. If Trent Forrest can get a shot, he'll be a decent rotation player. I'm not an NBA coach. My thought from looking at his shot is it's going to have to be a pretty significant rebuild of that shot. Like right now, it's coming from low, and it takes a long time. It's going to have to get to here, and it's going to have to be fast. Yeah, Ron Boone says the exact same thing they did with Lonzo Ball. I think Ron Boone is vaccinated, and I think I am vaccinated. I think we need to bring Ron Boone back on the show. What do you guys think? Ron Boone says he's going home. Player on the roster that went through pretty big shooting slumps this year. Boyan, JC, Royce, I feel like they all have it rolling right now. I don't think JC would agree with you on that. JC is... Oh, I took it out because it was a negative note. So I don't have it, actually. JC was 6 of 18 tonight, 1 of 6 from 3. JC's not on his stride right now. How does one improve a 25% three-point shot in college to compatible in the NBA? Forrest played great from Colby. An off season or two where you just completely rebuild your shot. I mean, really, that's the, I think that's it. Adam, how does Quinn tinker with the lineups to get Bogey more shots when Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley come back? It's a great question. I believe a lot of Bogey struggles this year, and Ron's pointed out well that Bogey had a quote earlier this year, like where I wait for the game to come to me. Like, we're not watching Bogey wait for anything right now. That's how he plays. He didn't wait last year either. And so Mike Conley's rise has led Bogey to get less shots, and he's down about 20% of his shot attempts. It's a really big difference. All right, great show. Thank you very much. And if you did, Jazz win it tonight. Really important win. Western Conference playoffs changed by the night. This is incredible. Enjoy every second of it. This is just awesome. Watch every game you can. Love every piece of it. Jazz win tonight. Have a good one.